humanity needs. It's required for people there because it's unbelievable, as you know. Let us concentrate about easiest thing now. For example, any instruments can help people to not die under the rocket of these containers. It will be so useful. Any medical materials, it will be so useful. Any teaching assistance, it will be so useful. Once I asked many people to send their not needed idols for their children, to send it to the camps, because the regime tried to kill the humanity inside the hearts of people. Many children, they not have any way to feel themselves as people, as humans. When you send some idols, it will help a lot. Even small footballs for boys and idols for girls. It will remind them that they are humans and they are children. Because people, when they see their fathers under killed, their mother under abused, or they will lose many things. The square of help, it's so open.
And is it even possible to get on, when we collect all these stuff, this equipment, is it possible for us to get it there? For me it seems really...
hundreds of organizations, national and international and countrysides, they go there, and even some friends here, they go there to give some medical care in many camps, to educate, I think PACs, take care of some schools, some education. Anyone can, still the chance is still open for many people to do what they like to help.
Okay, so that's something that that's really practical, that we as Dutch people could do. And in the same time, there is also the Dutch politics that is doing some things and other things not. What are your thoughts about that? About
it's
political?
A big subject. I said once, Europe, totally, not just Holland, must not hide themselves behind US. They must have their rule, because we have historical relation with Europe and they are able to understand us and we can understand you more than others. Because US behave as Superman, Russia behave as Stalinic mentality, and innocent people pay the price. For that, I think European Union can do something better.
So the European Union and the European politicians should take a stand, and not only listen to America or Russia. That's what you said.
Look what I believe. These big countries, they see our country under destroyed for 3 years and they do nothing. Because they have some philosophy about that, which it's so bad, I think. And you see what they did in Iraq for 10 years. They used lies to destroy this country. 10 years with lies. There was no nuclear weapons, just to destroy this country. And you see the situation now in Iraq. I say, people, if they will not defend for the right things in life, all the humanity will pay the price, soon or later.
And here in Holland, really practical, maybe, for you, is that we allow only a few refugees to enter our country, to bring them here. What do you think about that?
First, I will say thank you, even if they will come one man or one woman. But I say it's a chance even for Holland to welcome many of qualified people to support people here, because really it's so sad. Many doctors, many engineers has fallen down in the sea when they try to immigrate from Egypt by Malta or to Greek or to Italy. I think to give them a chance, it will be so useful to help them save their life and to have their experience in life to help even your society.
So they could, it is not just a burden for us as a Dutch society, but it could also bring something new and help us. That's what you say.
Yeah, I think there is a very big crisis now, and there is many people have very high qualified experience, and they not have any chance to stay alive. And you can help some of them. Meaning, besides, there is something very important. It's moral. Sometimes people not needs just money, needs the sweet word, and everyone can share in that. And one
You
day,
have to say that again. Need is a sweet word. That's what
yes,
you say.
One day, we do that sometimes. We call people inside Syria or outside Syria, irregular numbers, to say, we understand you, we are with you, we pray for you. And that helps people to be strong. People neglect that, although our hearts and our souls needs this food.
So, is that something that the Dutch people can also help in?
Yes.
How? What's the right way to do
By
that?
this way?
Yeah.
For example, even if you will go to help some refugees, for example, or some schools, it's not just kind of material things you give it to them. Support them by your heart. It will give them a very high impression and helps them to stay in high morals. And it's so important to continue your life. It's not just kind of physical things.
Now they're talking and they're trying to get a kind of peace agreement. What are your thoughts about that? About that development?
I say all the humanity must have a philosophy. Stop the ministry of people against each other. It's enough. Thousands of years of the life of people just spent with wars. Just a few days it was without wars. It's a shame for all the humanity. And I say all of us responsible to put the principles of peace and tolerance and mercy so deep inside our hearts, even if there's a problem, not to be a factor to burn it more and more. Now, we must be even force the politicians to not burn the countries. The majority of crises of people caused by crazy politicians who lead the societies to hell and then leave them to be heroes in the history, in the books, while they destroyed millions of souls.
So that's the question you asked them, actually. Why do you do this? That's the question you raised.
You must ask them, not ask me.
Yeah, sure. That's what. And what are your thoughts? What do you think why they do this?
They have problems inside themselves, sure.
And how can they solve their problems?
When the people, they are one hand, they will not allow for crazy people to rule them. People now split to many, many parts. The main factor which gathered all of them, it's missing a little. When they reproduce their humanity again, they will be one hand against strong things. For that, the lies of big politicians will not pass through the societies and will not affect the governments to do bad things, because the society itself watching every step. Sorry, maybe my English not so
No,
clear.
it's good.
I
I
try
think
to explain as I can.
Yeah, I think I understand. When I listen to you and we don't know each other, and when I listen to you, I get a feeling of hope, and I feel that you see possibilities, and that you see opportunities to make it better, the situation for the people in Syria. And at the same time, the development is going very slow, it seems. How does that affect you as a person?
Look, I believe in Syrians because they are very creative people. And look now, the regime thought he will finish them so easily. Now they defend for themselves for 3 years in very hard circumstances. They not face just this bloody regime. They face two empires, Iran and Russia, and they're still alive, and they want to continue their road to freedom. For that, I feel so high level of hope. And whatever all the countries will do, all the bad countries will do, the Syrians will continue their road. And really, it's not kind of battles and fighting. We do the best to solve the problem in political or peace way. But the hard mentality of the regime and the support of Iranians and the Russians, because Russians, frankly, advised the regime to behave as they behaved in Grozny one day, in Chechnya, the burned land. But people will stand up again, and we try the best to solve the problem in a minimum level of blood and destroy for all sides.
And now you're here in the Netherlands, and perhaps you're traveling to other countries to tell your story. What's the main reaction that you get from the public that you meet?
Just yesterday I arrived here.
Oh yeah.
I will see the reaction today.
Okay. And have you visited other countries already to tell your story?
No, not. But before I visited Germany, I visited Brussels
and what was the main reaction there in Germany or in Brussels? Or
most of countries, they understand the problem, but they are busy with other problems. And
what kind of problems?
With their problems, in fact. And I understand that, but I say when the fire will start, you must take care, because it will extend to you one day. I hope not. But really don't leave these countries alone between the monster between the monster hands, because the results will be very hard for everyone later.
So it will not only affect that region, but it will spread through Europe and other...
a tsunami in thoughts one day.
In thoughts, you say? What do you mean by that?
Because this is my experience. Most of politicians, they think about just close results, but they not think what they're doing will affect people for so long time in the future.
So the politicians mainly think about the here and now and maybe the next year and not on the long term. That's
even for 5-10 years. But what about, for example, to put the hate inside the hearts of people? Mm-hmm. What about the misconception between East and West? Why they cause that and allow for that to happen?
Mm-hmm. The things you say are mostly about the more spiritual things than about the really practical.
Myself, I'm not separating between both. They must go together.
They're a combination. They cannot go. One cannot go without the other. That's what you say.
Yeah, this is what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Both must go together.
But here in the Netherlands, we mostly think really practical.
It's your country. And you are
yeah. So what's your advice to the Dutch people and the Dutch politicians and the Dutch legislation people? What's your advice then?
Look, I believe all the humans are same, but their way to appear their feeling is different. All the people have same souls, and we are from one origin. Mm-hmm. Yeah? But the way is different. But I say, as we feed our bodies, we must feed our souls and hearts a little, because it will be so dry.
Yeah. Well, today we have a whole conference about peace, about sustainability, about sharing. That's what this whole day is about. And then at the end of the day, we all go home. All these people that are standing here are going home. What's the first thing they should do about your situation tomorrow morning when they wake up again?
We have something very simple. We call it the bank of good doing. Everything good, you must keep going in that. Not to have some quick doing and then leave it for a long time. The best doing what it's continuing. Everyone can choose a small project for himself to help people. Maybe not help us as Syrians, okay? To help anyone. For example, I'm a Muslim, and in all the religions, the Prophet says, your smile in the face of your neighbor, it's a charity. Sometimes people need just to hear a sweet word. It's kind of project. Some people, they can take 1% from their salaries or their income to help something. Orphans, schools, I don't know, many things. But when people will do that, everyone will do very small projects. The cumulative of these traces, really, it will be so great for all the societies. And everyone, he knows himself what he can do. And I think everyone has this one project.
Okay, thank you so much for being here and for your inspirational words. You're going to have a talk later on within 20 minutes, I hear.
Thank you very much.
Good luck with that and have a nice stay here in Holland. Thank you.